Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Saturday, February 26th. And I have some stuff to share with you today. So, I did stitch yesterday, and I was hating it. I was hating my sulky conversion. I was hating the back stitch, and I told Bill, I said, I've got quite a bit more done, and I said, I got to start this project over. I have to start it over because if you're not happy stitching it, I wasn't just going to keep going because I had done so much. So put that in the trash. Decided to use the normal DMC colors that was called for in the pattern. And I am stitching it on a piece of Color and Cotton 20 count Aida. The holes are not that much different between 18 and 20. I mean, I saw it with no problem. And this is the color Aquamarine. And I got, doesn't it look so good? I love one strand of DMC on 20 count. And I love her Aida. It's hard to find it though. I did order a piece directly from her site and aged. I just showed you guys a couple days ago. And it looks like 123 Stitch is going to carry a bunch of it, but it says notify me. So I put my email in like on every single one. I like colors like this though. I've even signed up to be on the wait list for her fabric of the month because I would get that. I really love her Aida. So I just got the 3 hearts done again. And if I get to do some stitching, I know I'll be stitching tomorrow night because I'm off work on Monday. Yeah, nothing came in. I'll do the green and then do the 3 hearts over here. And then, yeah, so the pattern called for it to be stitched on sky blue Aida. So this is the closest I had. I like it though. And okay, so there's a cute little story about this needle minder. And if Michelle Bendy Stitchy is watching, she will know. Michelle Bendy Stitchy had this needle minder. This was years ago. And every time she showed it, I mentioned it. I loved it. It's a Dinky Dies. Not Dinky Dies, Shrinky Dank. You know the things you can shrink in the oven when we were kids? This is made from one of those. I talked about this needle minder so much, she sent it to me. Isn't it gorgeous? I was like, so when I kitted this up again and I picked the fabric and I'm like, okay, I don't have a Viking grime guard, so I'm going to use my coffee one. And I went over to my needle minders. There, you can see it better in the light. I went over to my needle minders and that one hit me right in the face and I went, I'm going to use it. It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And I think of Michelle every single time I see this on my magnetic board. So I will be working more on that because I have to stitch this. Yeah. So there was that. I stitched that this morning. I got the fabric ready and everything last night. We watched, oh my God, last night. So what did we do for dinner? What did we do? Why can I not remember anything? Oh, we went and got Mission Barbecue. Delicioso. Oh my God. And then I said, you want to watch a movie? And we have not had good luck in picking movies. We watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one. That's on Netflix, and we didn't care for that. And so I said, I'm going to click on Hulu. So I clicked on Hulu, and that No Exit movie came up, and I think it's based on the book by Taylor Adams, I think. We did not like the movie. We watched it. At the end, we looked at each other, and I'm like, I'm not picking the movie next time, because the past 2 times, it was just, no. So then we were going to bed. It was about 10 of 11. And I said, you know, I'm going to pull the DMC. He's like, you're going to do that now? I'm like, yeah, it's only going to take me 5 minutes. So, yeah. So I did all of that. So when I went to sit down to stitch this morning, first off, I put all of the DMC in my little, remember I got this as a gift? Yeah. And I kept thinking to myself, though, Carrie of Tiger Lily Designs, she has this project keeper that she made from the painted roses. I want to say it's Tula fabric, Tula pink. And she showed it on her channel and it was so magnificent. And I said, you know, I'm going to go look on her website and see if she has any. She has for pre-order. And I'm going to show you. Now, it was $95, but I know lovingly lots of work goes into this. Here is what it looks like. And it's a Velcro enclosure, but look, there's where you put all your bobbins on the left, and then on the right, you can put the pattern, needles, scissors, whatever. When she shows it on her video, it's so gorgeous. And I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So pre-ordered that to use because, you know, I gotta have all the gadgets. Seriously, Bill calls me Inspector Gadget. He said I should be that for Halloween one day and just like glue like stitching stuff in a trench coat. That would be a good costume, wouldn't it? So it is made from her original pattern and designs, and the bobbin pockets are approximately 2 inches square and will perfectly hold a DMC bobbin card. Now, my question, you know, I use the Pip and Chip. These are thicker bobbins. These are 3mm thick. In this, they're a little tight to squeeze in there. I'm wondering, it doesn't matter. The pockets will stretch, I'm sure, but I'm wondering if her pockets are made for the thinner DMC bobbins, like the cardboard ones. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But that did come into my head. So it says you can also fit 24 pockets. So it's 24 DMC you can fit in there. The cover is made with sturdy foam interfacing, and stitched quilting completely covers it. You will extra large zipper, pull zipper made for easy opening and closing. It measures approximately closed 10 by 13 and 20 by 13 open. It will fit a standard A4 chart, flosses, embroidery scissors, needle books. If you watch her videos, she shows it in depth, and it's just, oh, it's so gorgeous. I'm so glad that I ordered it. Okay, so before I went to sit down to stitch, I have owned many Ort containers over my stitching career. If you don't know what Orts are, it's the little thread. When you snip your thread, that's an Ort. It stands for old ratty threads. You could even say thread bits, whatever you want to say. I have owned many different containers to keep these things. I even have one of these things, which I do use. One of these, you know, I don't know. This is like felt, so thread can stick to it. I like to use it for when I'm working on my current project. I don't necessarily put Orts on here, but I have. And I thought to myself, you know what? I need to find my origami Ort holder that I bought on Etsy years ago. Of course, I can't find it. And I'm like, maybe I can make one. Because years ago, I bought a shit ton of origami paper and never used it. Look, I even bought a case for it. Because you know me. Tons of origami paper in there. And I told Bill, I said, I'm going to look for a video really quick on YouTube to see if I can find instructions on how to make one. And I did. The video was 42 seconds long. Now, I made two because my first one, here's the result. Look, I made that one. And look, there's already thread in it because, like I said, I stitched this morning. Now, the best tip, and I've learned this, so this was why this one turned out better than my other one. See, I'm really picky. Like, I wanted to lay flat on a table, right? The best tips I can give if you're trying to do something like this, make sure you are very precise when you fold the paper. Like, it's got to be exact. And the biggest tip is I started creasing it, like when I folded it, and I would crease it with my fingernail. Like, you want the creases to be very crisp because that will give the, yeah. So what I decided to do is I want some patterned paper. So I went on Amazon and they had like a pack of, I don't know how many sheets, like $7. So I'm getting some patterned paper because there are some other tutorials of different shaped ones. Like I said, this video is only 42 seconds long. And they come apart. Like, this does not fold flat, but you can take this out and these fold flat like that. So I would be able, you could even have this as your orc container. I just liked having it more sturdy where this fit in here and it made like a square. Can you even? Bill was like, that looks really good for my second one. I had to pause that 42-second video a billion times though to do it. And there are, like I said, Bill was like, maybe you can make them and start to sell them. And I'm like, good concept, but I don't know about that. I don't know. It would be pretty cheap to ship them. I could put them in an envelope with a stamp, you know. But I will link the video down below where I made this off of YouTube. And Bill was like, why can I see the white? Because it's white on the back of the paper. That's where folding it crisply comes in. But yeah, there are a couple other ones that I want to try making, and they're like 8 minutes, 6-minute video. I thought, oh lordy, that's going to take me a while. But this suffices for right now. And can you even? I mean, it's just too cute, right? But yeah, I was like, this is the reason when I buy craft stuff that I keep it. Like, this was back in the day. Remember I talked about Netflix when you used to get the DVDs and you tore off the paper and you folded? Yeah, I think this is from then. So you know how long ago that was. It's been sitting in a drawer. Yeah, I like that little case though I bought for it. Okay. So figured that out, did some stitching. And I did get some stuff in the mail. So I ordered some more, and this is the end of my grime guard buying, I promise you. I ordered some more hoop grime guards, but for my Q-snap from Stitchin Sisters on Etsy. I got, this is crows. And it's funny because Bill sat here this morning when we did our grocery order. And I turn around and he's got this on his head like this, like a headband. And I said, oh, let me take a picture of that. And he's like, no, I don't think so. It was funny though. But I got that one. I got like brown checkered. That would be good for the Viking piece. This one is, I don't know what that pattern is. Okay, this one I love. It's candy. Look at that. Are you kidding me? And then of course I had to get another rose one because I absolutely love the rose one. So I got those. And then I placed a small order with Down Sunshine Lane because I've been dying to try Fiber on a Whim's Ada. And I want to say this is 20 count. And I want to say the color is pumpkin. I don't even have the bag. But there it is. Because you can only order Fiber on a Whim fabric from retailers. You can't buy directly from them. So I will have to try that out. That screams Halloween, right? But then I also ordered Brenda Gervais, Oh Lucky Day. I love her typefaces. So I figure I'll try to stitch this one for St. Patrick's Day. Even though St. Patrick's Day is in 2 weeks and I know that. But yeah, that looks really quick. And it actually looks like the 4-leaf clovers here, they're done in satin stitch. But these are all cute, right? Top of the morning to you. The leprechaun. Yeah, I saw Trisha from 3 Out Threads. She had stitched one of the winter ones. I loved it. So now it's like on my wish list. Like, I really want it. And because Amy from Down Sunshine Lane is so awesome, she sent me some free needle minders. Now I have one of them. She sent me Rusting Witch Face and Morticia Adams. I have this one. So I'm going to do a giveaway for it. I haven't done a giveaway in a long, long time on my channel. I did so many and got kind of burnt out. So we're just going to take Morticia right off of there. I'm going to mail this. I will wrap it in bubble wrap. I have like poly envelopes. So just leave me a comment. Please, again, do not say giveaway, all that stuff. Just tell me down below, do you like horror movies? If you do, what's your favorite one? And I will pick a random person next week sometime and mail this to you. Isn't it so cute? Yeah. Okay. So today's talking point, well, we'll do OMG moments first. I only have like 3 because I was looking last night. Oh, today's Wordle took me 4 tries. People are going to be bitching about it. I know they are. They're bitching every day. I think I'm going to change my beginning word because my beginning word isn't doing it. Like the past couple of days, I've gotten no letters the first time I try it. And I'm like, okay, I think I need to change my first word. But having lots of fun with it. All right. What am I doing? All right, I only have 2 for OMG moments. That's okay. Because we need to get in here soon and go get some lunch, and then we're going to Charlize's futsal game. And then we have to go to Costco, and our doorbell broke. Our porch light broke out front, and there's something majorly wrong with Bill's truck. So I'm like, can we not have everything implode at once? We thought that Bill needed a new starter for his truck, which is $1,500. And today he went and got a new battery, and he thinks it's that. Well, that only costs like $100. So I'm praying to God. We'll see. But can we not have everything break at once? Thanks. That would be very helpful. Okay, so this first one is probably the most amazing finish of Mirabilia's Deco Spirits I've ever seen. That piece never appealed to me to stitch because it is done in like just a couple colors. But what this person did, this is Kelly Phillips Shields. Not only did she do a conversion for all 4 of them, the frame and the matting she picked is just astounding. Okay, look at that. She converted all of those to the elements, earth, air, fire, water. Can you even? I'm dead. And stitched the word Deco Spirits and then framed it. I mean, I don't even have words for that. My favorite one, I think, is the air. Isn't it gorgeous? If you look at the original Deco Spirits, it doesn't even look like the same pattern. Way to go, Kelly. That was amazing. And then the other one I have is a pattern that I actually owned at one point, but I'll never stitch this. I just loved it so much. It is by Clara Marshall is the stitcher, and it is Long Dog Samplers Le Jardin de Plaisir, which I don't even know if I said that right, but she used the called for threads aside from the central flowers, which are DMC 115, that variegated 115 that everyone's using. It took her 9 months to stitch after picking up cross stitch again after a 25-year break. Now she's obsessed. This is so stunning. I love this piece. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so beautiful. And the gray frame fits perfect with it. So gorgeous, my God. All right, so today's talking point is one that I've mentioned before, but I saw it and I was like, this is a good talking point for FlossTube video. So someone posted in one of the groups I belong to, they said, I recently joined this group and I thank you for allowing me to learn and view your amazing work. If you could give a beginner a piece of your best advice, what would it be? And so I sat and I'm like, there were 47 comments on this post. So it's not like there's 800 like there have been on some of these posts. Do not do your back stitching before you do your cross stitching. The back stitching should be done after your crosses are done. That's not my biggest piece of advice. My biggest piece of advice is be patient and enjoy the process. If you don't find joy in it or whatever you're doing, try something different with it. But yes, please be patient with yourself. It's not something that is, I feel like you can master. I mean, I've been stitching for 40 years. Think about that. Okay, so why I say do not do your back stitching before your stitches. I have my first ever cross stitch piece that I ever did, and I did this in like 6th or 7th grade. I stitched a refrigerator magnet for my grandparents, and my grandparents kept this on the refrigerator until they passed. And when we cleaned out their house, I took it. Look at that monstrosity. It is First of all, it's acrylic, so I slipped the fabric in here. Junk food, I'm trying to get the glare off of it. Junk food heaven. And it's just abysmal. I thought, let me do the back stitch first and then I can just fill it in. No, that's not how that works. Now, I never noticed this before. When I looked at this today, this is not 14 count Aida. Okay, there's a closer up picture. This is not 14 count Aida. It is much smaller than that. 16 count Aida maybe? I was like, oh my God, my first project, I'm stitching on I don't know what. But God, isn't that just awful? It's so hideous. But I will keep it forever because boy, have I come a long way. Let's go, right? Okay, so what would be your best piece of advice for a beginner stitcher? Leave it down below. I'll be very curious. So some of the comments that people said, let's read some. All top stitches in the same direction unless you want a different texture. Yes. Someone said it's okay to backstitch as you go along, as long as the surrounding cross stitch is done. It's okay to fudge around a mistake. And I should have pulled that off of the wall because I have a piece where I made a mistake almost at the end. And I said, oh, hell, motherfucker, no, am I not pulling that out? You can fudge around it sometimes. So this person said, I have been stitching since I was 6 and I'm now almost 44. I don't follow most traditional rules. Okay. I also wait and do all back stitching until the end. I don't because I hate back stitching, but I will try to do it as for Mirabilis, I always did it as I went along. Someone said, I don't worry too much about mistakes. I only do pieces that speak to me. Absolutely. Someone else said, start small and simple to learn the basics. Ballpoint needles. Yes, I have the Sullivan's ballpoint needles. They are really nice. I also have on order these pony black needles. Have you guys heard about them? They're black and the head of the needle, the eye of the needle is white. I can't wait to get them. People say they're amazing. Someone said count, then count again. Yes. Count twice. Stitch once, right? Take your time, invest in good scissors. Now, my favorite scissors are actually not scissors that are that expensive. It is these. These are the cotton candy. I forget what they're called. They're available on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. I bought like 8 pairs at once just so I can have them. They come with a case, a plastic case that slips over this part. They're my favorite ones. And I've owned Gingers and all the expensive ones. Someone said make sure you try out different needles. If you're cutting your own fabric, use a fabric calculator to figure the size. Someone said don't worry about buying all of the stitching aids, fabric holders and such. Start stitching in hand. And if you find that down the road you want to try some helpers, go for it. Yeah. A lot of people said start with something small. Never stitch in a rush. Count, count, then recount. Absolutely. Start with a small kit. Be kind to yourself. Work on what you want to work on. Life is too short to continue on with a pattern you don't like, just like my Viking. I was probably 3/4 of the way done that piece. I told Bill, I said, I'm going to be happier if I restart it. And I absolutely love it on that 20 count Aida. Someone said, stitch on fabric that makes you comfortable, whether that be linen, even weave, or Aida. Do not be afraid to stitch on Aida. Aida has gotten, I feel like it's become, like the stigma has been removed from it. But there was a time where it is like, oh, that's only for beginners. Look, Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs is an Aida stitcher. I am an Aida stitcher. I have stitched on everything possible, every fabric. I've stitched on linen, I've stitched on even weave. I always go back to Aida. Don't be afraid. Someone said, do what you like, enjoy the process. My stitching is therapy for me. A lot of people said start small. Only buy brand name floss and fabric. That's a good one. Definitely only buy brand name floss. Of all the flosses I've tried, and yet, no, I'm not buying that whole set of Aurifil. I bought a couple spools because I want to say, I've tried Sulky. I like Sulky, don't get me wrong, but absolutely hands down, DMC is my favorite. And I own the complete line. I own it twice, the complete line of it. Start simple, enjoy your project. Someone says, most of all, find a comfortable spot to stitch with adequate light. That's another good tip. I've also tried bunch of lamps. And what I have found that I absolutely love, and I own like 5 of them because I can always keep one charged. These are rechargeable. It clips. I clip it onto my, keep getting emails. I clip it onto the Lowry stand, but this will fit on a Q-snap tightly, but it will fit. And it has 3 adjustments. You can see it gets pretty bright. Yeah. And they're rechargeable, so they're fantastic. And they're like 15 bucks, I think. Over time, I bought like 4 or 5, so I have a whole bunch now. And they come in all different colors. Someone said, enjoy what you do. There is no right or wrong. There is no cross-stitch police. If you like something, you do it, even if no one else is doing it. Okay, that was it. All right. Leave your tips down below. I'll be very curious. And we're going to read a little motivational story for today, and it's called The Triple Filter Test. Now, before I read this story, so I glanced over it. Oh, I watched last night, once I went downstairs, The Other Boleyn Girl is on Netflix. One of my favorite movies of all time. I have seen it probably 15 times. Scarlett Johansson is Mary. Natalie Portman is Anne Boleyn. Eric Bana is the king. Such a good movie. Sad, but such a good movie. Okay, so most of us like to gossip at some point or another. I know I enjoy a good piece of juicy gossip, but I mean, I don't do it all the time, and it depends, right? So this story pertains to speaking. It is called the triple filter test. In ancient Greece, Socrates was reputed to hold knowledge in high esteem. One day, an acquaintance met the great philosopher and said, "Do you know what I just heard about your friend?" Hold on a minute, Socrates replied. Before you talk to me about my friend, it might be a good idea to take a moment and filter what you're going to say. That's why I call it the triple filter test. The first filter is truth. Have you made absolutely sure that what you are about to tell me is true? Sometimes yes, of course. Well, no, the man said. Actually, I just heard about it and all right, said Socrates. So you don't really know if it's true or not. Now let's try the second filter, the filter of goodness. Is what you are about to tell me about my friend something good? No, on the contrary. Usually gossip is not good gossip. You're telling it because it's something scandalous, spicy, right? So Socrates continued, you want to tell me something bad about my friend, but you're not certain it's true. You may still pass the test, though, because there's one filter left, the filter of usefulness. Is what you want to tell me about my friend going to be useful to me? No, not really. There would be a lot of people probably not talking if they used those parameters, right? Well, concluded Socrates, if what you want to tell me is neither true, nor good, nor even useful, why tell it to me at all? Because you want to gossip. But that is, I like to use those kinds of filters if I'm about to maybe respond or comment on a decision someone's made, right? So, yeah, I always say, is it necessary what I'm about to say? Because if it's not, there's no point, right? Really? I like that, though. Okay. So, how are we going to continue to unfuck ourselves in 2022? I like this one. And this is another one that's going to go in my little drawer for journaling, junk journaling. Your greatest self isn't to be found, but rather expressed. I like that. Talk is cheap, right? I love that. Yeah. You know, I think people are always trying to find themselves, just express what you feel. You think I express myself all the time in my crafting and in these videos. You know, what you get in these videos is how I am in real life. There is no like, I cuss, I scream, I'm enthusiastic. Yeah. Okay, remember, if you want to enter to win this needle minder, do you like horror movies, yes or no? And if you say yes, tell me your favorite one. Always looking for new ones to watch. I will pick a winner next week, just randomly. Okay, and I will link, I'm going to link a couple things, and I'm trying to remember. I will link again the store for the grime guards. I will link the origami video if you guys are interested in making your own. I just love that. I can't wait to use the patterned papers though. That's what I'm really looking. And I'm hoping the paper is a little more sturdy. You need sturdy paper. Yeah. So, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.